I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Welcome, welcome. You see all we welcome up my friend from Cook and YouTube and beyond.
Hey, Father Fish.
How are you, Dina?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. What is this? Dude Sweat. You see, do we do the viewer video for Discord?
I'm not sure what it means.
No, we don't. We do it through a platform called StreamYard.
Oh, yes.
I don't think we can go live. Well, I guess we could.
I don't
We
know.
could use Discord, but it would mean, I don't know what it would mean. It would mean to get up, you would have to join the Discord. Tony, what the heck is Tony is calling? Hey, Tony.
Hi, Father Fish.
Hi. You're on
How
there.
are you?
I'm good. You're on there live. We just this second went live.
Hey, Tony.
Oh my gosh.
So
I ain't even pulled it up yet.
right. Goodness sakes. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Did you want an update on the pond?
Not yet. Well, yeah, we can do that. Do you want to show it? You could come on live stream and show it.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
That'd be
That'd be
fun.
cool.
Let me get it going.
Okay, I'll talk to you. You bet. Let's see. Fishworks is just beside himself tonight. He started out, you gotta see this, with $100
Wow.
donation, and has now followed it up with a $10 donation. Each minus a penny. I don't know what that. That's a funny thing. I guess you get more digits in there. I don't know. Kind of funny. But we are very thankful to Fishwork. Fishwork said he's wanting to get more involved in the fish community.
Oh, then definitely join Discord.
Yeah, Discord would be a great way to do that. And there are, I don't know how many, dozens certainly of live streams throughout the week of fish tubers, all hours of the day and night. There
Definitely.
dozens, there could be hundreds. I mean, the the thing about it is there are there's a limited number of fish tubers that we are all connected with. And YouTube segregates that group from other groups. Part of it is language. There are a lot of fish tubers, for example, in India. It's a very large hobby, and YouTube is very big in India. But we rarely contact anyone from India. We do have some. There is some crossover. Occasionally, it becomes possible. But the language barrier is the main issue. YouTube's been working on that. When we do a video, we post it in currently 11 different languages. Some of them are audio languages. Most of them are text, scrolling along the bottom, text languages. But YouTube's trying real hard to break down that barrier. That's the biggest single barrier, I think.
That'd be nice if they can break down the language barrier. That would be really impressive.
They're working on it. And the AI has created the opportunity to do automatic translation, which is actually pretty good. Um, and they can do that in audio.
Wow.
So I know there are people who poo-poo AI, but it has its place and it has genuine value. It's certainly the most effective encyclopedia system that's out there. Depending on what's in the library, when you go to the library, you don't always find every book in print, nor do
Right.
you find every opinion expressed. And the same thing is true with Google or any other information search engine. It only has what has been put in. So we try to do as much as we can to get as much into that as possible, so that I don't need to leave that up to me.
Okay, it don't hurt nothing. Everybody's saying how much they love the sunset.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing that that's AI. Because someone was asking, is that an oil painting or AI? Technically, it's an AI water painting.
Right, right. That in fact, that entire song is AI. Well, not entire. The words are not. The words are mine. If you go back about 3 years, you'll find a video I made where I wrote the poem that is the words for the song, and we had a fellow in Discord who put it through AI, put it to music with video, and it's wonderful. Just I think I don't know. It's not automatic. You have to give it guidance,
Oh,
and
yes,
he
definitely.
he did it particularly well.
Hmm.
It was, he obviously said old man because because there's old man in there, but it's really quite nice, and I think everybody enjoys it, and we just use it all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Uh, it's uh, it's a very sweet, very friendly, very pleasant kind of song,
Yeah, it's very wholesome.
and it gets really quite a lot of play on YouTube in general.
Hmm.
Oh, so Tony's going to be up shortly. Tony is in Tennessee. Is that right? Mississippi. She's in Mississippi. Where is she?
I think Louisiana. I think.
Huh?
I think
Louisiana.
Louisiana. I think.
That's right. She's in Louisiana. Right on the bayou. Her
I know
bayou,
that's so awesome.
her property goes right up to the water of the bayou,
Yeah,
which
it
is
does.
really nice. It's the kind of place I'd love to spend my life.
Hmm. Definitely could do some
Huh.
nice collecting there.
Yeah, I would say.
Hmm.
There's stuff there that they haven't figured out yet. Apparently, her brother owns a big piece of marshland
Oh,
at the
nice.
bayou, and there are species in there I'd love to have, but it's real tricky catching them. You have to know what to look for and how you catch them. Boy, we've got about 5,000 comments here already.
Yeah, they're rolling. Oh, I think that's Tony. Yep.
Looks like it. I am Mama.
Hear me?
Yep.
Gotcha. Let's see. Let me.
All right. Let me get up.
Wow.
Look how big that pickerel weed's gotten.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, it is. Whoa.
Look at that, gorgeous.
It's huge, actually. I mean, this is not a little pool.
Right, I see
And
that.
that's the Colorado. That is one plant, one lily bulb.
Whoa. That's
Ah,
just one?
That's just one.
That is
wow,
impressive.
nice.
And kind of dark here. I don't know if y'all can see. You see. There.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
I'm trying. It's hard to see with the. Oh, I know what it is. I got a
That's
shade over it.
Oh, wow.
This is where all the new plants are going to go in this portion.
all right.
That's
But
nice.
I have so much anacarus, and I have corkscrew valve, and then the shade has really helped with the uh the filter here.
Oh, good.
That's yeah.
The
That's
with
nice.
the algae that was growing on it.
Right.
But I've got so many babies. I think I'm gonna have to take some adults and start fishing with them,
Ah,
using using them as bait.
what are they? What kind of baby what?
I have shiners from the bait store.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
Oh, and I live in Louisiana.
So are they Tennessee Shiners? Do you know?
If if what?
Tennessee Shiners.
I don't know what kind they are. I just know that they get really big, and I will eventually have to use them as bait.
Huh.
But they're having a bunch of babies. Here's
I,
this pod.
wow.
Um,
Let me see. I'm trying to shade it.
Oh,
I've got I think it's a crit or it's Amazon. I think that's an Amazon, isn't it?
yeah, looks like it.
I think
Like
And
a
so.
rose.
I've got baby Amazons right there.
A rose.
I got Bicopa lemon, and I've got Rotella on the other side too. I'm just waiting on those
Uh,
on the other ones.
nice. That's a great pond.
Oh, they love it.
Mm-hmm.
I've constantly got babies, new babies. I'm trying to see if I don't think I'm gonna be able to get them on camera.
Yeah, it can be difficult getting them on camera outside. I never could record mine outside.
I know, right? And I feed them a handful of of omega-1 flakes once a week
Okay. Huh.
because I mean I bought 75 shiners and now they
Wow.
got babies,
That's awesome.
Honestly.
but you can't find the adults, but you can see the babies everywhere. The
Right.
adults are all in the corkscrew valve.
Right. Goodness.
I love
That's
that pond.
Very
How many
nice,
gallons is
Terry.
that?
do what?
How many gallons is your pond? I love it.
It's around 800.
Ooh, I was thinking it was up there.
Yeah, it's made. It's a traditional Father Fish made by the recipe by the chart.
Nice.
Awesome.
Except the sand, I had to get a duck truck load.
Oh yeah, that's
Right.
a lot of sand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at the hydrifia.
Beautiful.
Huh.
I've got it growing everywhere in
Amazing.
it.
That it is.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you, Tony.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you.
Bye, Dina. Bye, Father Fish.
Bye.
Bye bye.
I love her pond.
That
That
is nice, isn't it?
it is nice. She's worked hard on that, and it shows.
Ah. Ooh, Brenda's here.
Hey
Megan's
Brenda.
here.
Hey Megan.
Hey, Brenda, bring me one of those new babies we just got. You can just pick it up. They're pretty. They'll never run away. We'll see
Now,
if she can do it.
now I'm curious what you got new in the shop now.
Oh, we got 10 new babies.
Nice.
Had a fella come in today who started, uh, actually, he's been working on it for a few years, a breeding colony.
Nice.
I'm not going to tell you what it is, going to surprise you. I think she's here. I don't know.
I think she is.
We'll see.
It has a few second delay. Because whenever I walk in the living room to get Dean's phone, it's always usually a few seconds up to a minute. Let me make it full screen where we can see it good. What is that? Oh, is that a baby bearded dragon?
It's a baby bearded, and it is a translucent, translucent gold.
Wow.
He's breeding very fancy stuff, and so we got 10 babies from it. Aren't they wonderful?
They are. I love the coloration.
Yeah, these are 10 weeks old, and he grows them up individually. He doesn't mix them in. We've got them all mixed in because we're not set up. You know, we can use all of those critter cages if we still have them. We had a dozen or more critter cages at one point.
That is a cute
Nice.
little baby.
Yeah, thank you.
I would be so scared of picking him up that I would hurt him. He's so little. That's the smallest one I've ever seen.
Thank you, Brenda. Yeah. So we're
I've never
selling
seen a
them.
baby one before. They
Yeah,
are
we're
so
selling
little.
them. They normally go for hundreds of
Oh
dollars
yeah.
because they're very high. Um, they're a high morph, but we're not going to sell them for that. I think we're going to sell them for about $95.
That's actually a really
So
good price.
you get a chance to get something really nice.
Mhm.
Now we could ship them, and I think they would ship pretty well. We'd have to do it overnight. We're trying to get set up with FedEx to do overnight. So
That'd be
because
nice.
we want to do fish as well, but we could also do these guys. So we'll see how it all works out. Ooh, I have got a pain in the middle of my back. I've had it for about 2 days. I had Brenda look at it earlier. She said there's nothing there, slight swelling. I don't know what it is. It's like an ache.
Mm.
She put some medication on it, but that was hours and hours ago.
Yeah, you might need to put some more on it.
Yeah. So Megan woke up with a migraine.
Oh, that's a horrible way to wake up.
I
Oh,
know it's terrible. Uh,
hopefully she's feeling better.
moving on. I started 2 days ago eating a spoon in the morning, a teaspoon of turmeric in a small amount of water, about an ounce of water. I hate turmeric. I just hate it. It's it's like something nasty. Um, but I feel like it's I feel like it's I think a little better. We'll see.
That's good.
I've only taken 2 doses, so it really can't do much, I'm sure, in 2 days. But I want to get some lime turmeric, some fresh. It's a root,
Mhm.
some fresh turmeric, and I think it's a root or a tuber, probably a tuber. Uh, see if
It'll
that.
definitely taste different than the powder. I haven't tried the powder. I've tried fresh cooked turmeric, and to
Well,
me, it tastes like carrots. It
I don't
reminds me
like.
of carrots.
Now I like the taste of it,
Mhm.
and the powder. It's hard to like mix it in water, but even at that, it kind of sticks in your throat. You have to wash it down
Right.
real quick. So kind of a bother. Let's see. Ooh, Fishwork said he woke up with a migraine and is feeling better. Uh,
Glad Fish Works is feeling better.
let's see.
Sunny G says that you need a massage. That's what you need that'll help.
Yeah, that's what it needs. Another. Ooh, a song thumbnail. Uh, does spirulina cause duckweed? No, no, it does not. Duckweed is caused by duckweed.
Yep, that's the primary cause of it.
Actually, if you don't have duckweed, you'll never get it. But once you get it,
Then trying to
it's
get rid of it.
it is persistent. And the problem with duckweed is it's a single leaf plant with a single root, and it duplicates every day. If you have one leaf, tomorrow you will have two,
Hmm.
and day three you will have four, and day four you will have eight, and day five you will have 16. And so it goes until you get to 10,000.
Right.
It doubles to 20,000. and 40,000. So once it reaches a given point, it becomes a crisis and is completely covering the surface of your water. So I don't like it actually. And I don't like it for the most part a lot. I do find that goldfish like to eat it. So I have goldfish. I do fancy ones, Orandas and Rokus and
Oh,
those
nice.
kind of things in my tank. So I have something pretty. But that's what they're there for, to keep the duckweed out. And they will eat it down to the last leaf. So it really works. And then you can move them along. But if you've got it in one or two tanks and you have a net and you go in that tank and then another, it becomes almost impossible to keep it out of your tanks.
Right.
So there are other kinds of fish work just getting hydro.
Mhm.
Well, I tell you what the deal is with hydro. You're getting hydra because you're probably feeding brine shrimp or some other tiny live food, microscopic macrofauna kind of live food. The only danger from hydra is it'll eat all the micro biota that's in the water column, all of the brine shrimp that you put in there.
Right.
Population will explode. I mean, you can wind up with thousands of these things, but fish eat them. Even guppies will eat hydra. They are no danger at all to your fish. So it's really not a problem. Danielle is here.
Oh, cool. Hey.
Hi guys,
Hi, Danielle. How are you?
I'm doing good. We have a new addition to the family today.
Am
Oh,
I?
fun.
But this little girl, she was in with some rams and some gojin and uh, some rasboras and one single tetra that absolutely wreaked havoc on her poor little tail.
Oh,
Can you
Hmm.
see her little tail?
It's a male guppy.
Little female.
Is it a female? Okay.
Yeah.
it's hard to
Yeah,
see. It's so small.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. With a female guppy with a delta tail. That's funny.
Right? That's what I was thinking too. I've never seen a female have a delta tail.
But it got chewed up.
Yeah.
It bit
She
the middle.
got So I gave her a little salt dip, and now she's in the hospital tank right now.
Fish works. Do not put copper in your tank. It's a deadly toxin and it will kill everything. Hydra are simply not a problem. They just are not. There's no circumstance that I'm aware of where they could be a problem unless you're trying to raise food web to the exclusion of any kind of fish. And then it could be a problem. But if you will put a couple of little fish in there, it'll take care of them. Not pretty thing.
That is gorgeous.
He's starting to grow in the 55 tall,
Ah,
and I got a couple of new cloudy boys today.
this.
Oh,
Oh
cool.
my.
Oh, there we go. Now we got it full screen.
Look
Oh,
at
those are
that.
beautiful fish.
My snail sucks at his job of cleaning the glass.
Hey,
I'm still
sometimes they slack
trying to
off.
Huh.
Very
There.
nice.
Platies.
The one over here,
No.
he's got like some spots mixed in with him. He's so pretty.
Huh.
Oh yes.
And I got a couple of other females for the 5.5.
Oh cool.
Sorry, running through the house. My tanks are freaking everywhere now.
I know the feeling. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Also, look at this monster spider plant.
Oh my
Whoa.
word.
That
It
is
is.
gorgeous.
It really is.
Me and Mom
Wow.
got that for $20.
Get a
That's a
lot of
good deal.
cuttings off of that.
Anyway, let's see. Okay, this little girl is new.
Oh, she's pretty.
Huh.
Got like a little black spot on a flame tail.
Oh my goodness.
And
She's
we've
pretty.
got
Mm-hmm.
girl here. She's got a little bit of black.
Yeah. Huh.
Those are some
Nice.
gorgeous stuffies.
And then the little girl in the hospital tank will join them once she's doing a little better.
Oh yeah. It shouldn't take her long to recover.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry again with the running to different rooms.
Oh, it's no problem.
Okay. And all my other platies got added in here today. There's
Wow.
one of them.
Wow.
And there's one back here. They're all my boys. There's my one boy. Here's some other ones. There's him back there. When I put them all in, they were all kind of schooling together. Can you guys still hear me, or did I go stupid on you?
They're being adventurous, striking out on their own. That's fun. Nice tank.
Yeah, it
Thank
is.
you.
You're doing a
All
great
right.
job.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna pop off since I showed off every single tank I have now. So,
Thank
but I
you, dear.
wanted to show you guys everybody and how they're doing.
Well, thank
Nice
you.
to see you, Jen. Yeah.
All right, love you guys.
Bye
Love
bye.
you. Bye. It looks like we got Jacob.
Jacob's here.
Mhm.
Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. It's doing really well. It's just got a lot of plants coming in.
That is a beautiful jungle tank. I love the way the Vallisneria is growing in it.
Thanks. So.
Oh yeah, it's coming in thick. And
You know,
then I've noticed that my male right here of the
Mhm.
black phantoms, he keeps following around the three females. I think he's actually trying to flirt with them, but I don't know if I think they're still too young. Because there's a little one. They're little.
Ah,
Mhm. They'll figure it
Either
out as they get older.
I think they're still too little, but it's the ones with the little bit of red on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're mature. Most fish become sexually mature when they're pretty small. That happens
Oh,
rather quickly. 2 or 3 months, sometimes 4 months, rarely more. And they're sexually mature when they're really quite small. And they tend to be more prolific and have healthier offspring when they're young.
Oh,
The
nice.
older a fish gets, the less it spawns, and the lower the quality of its offspring. Kind of interesting.
That is.
So you're better off breeding young stock than older stock. The fish farms will do that. they'll spawn their holdovers in the spring from the previous year, and in a matter of the so they're born like in March, April. By June, those offspring are ready to produce,
Oh
and
wow.
that'll be their primary crop. They'll uh, they'll raise those babies then from that second generation up until the fall, and then move the whole crop out, and they'll sell off all of the original stock and keep some of the newest or the secondary. Typically, it's the secondary. For I don't know why,
That's really
Huh.
interesting.
but
Oh yeah.
it's a very systematic approach, and it's based on numbers, and they get bigger numbers with younger breeders.
Oh wow.
So I
I
would say they're ready. You,
there.
the trick is to figure out how to catch the eggs.
Oh yeah.
And there are ways to do that. Generally, you need to take them out of the tank and put them in some kind of egg collecting system. Uh, Depending on whether the eggs are loose or adhesive, will determine what the media is and how you collect them. Tetras, for example, have eggs that they're called an egg scatterer. Their eggs are not adhesive, so they'll fall to the bottom. So if you have a deep substrate, a deep food web, an inch or two deep, the eggs will go into that, and they'll actually be able to hatch, and a certain number of those babies will survive because they're hidden away.
Oh wow.
And, and
That
there's
is cool.
plenty of food down in there for the babies. So it's having a deep food web in your tank is a really neat way to produce second generation of fish.
Love it.
Nice
Oh yeah.
looking tank.
Cool.
You're doing really well, Jacob.
That's
Oh
sure.
yeah. That's only a little over 3 months. That's the quickest it's ever done this well.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Doesn't
it is.
take long. You know, and the trick is when something happens, you deal with it. I mean, you've had a couple of things happen along the way, nothing major, but you've
Huh.
dealt with it. You know, you haven't ignored it or thrown up your hands and say, I failed. You found what the nature of the problem was, worked through it, dealt with it, and were able to keep going. That's the real secret to making
Right.
these things work.
Oh yeah, because see, I'm not. It's a different type of support that I'm supporting it. I'm actually supporting the system by bringing in resources that help that system. I'm
Yeah,
not jamming
that's right.
in proper stuff that actually off balances and actually destroys the microscopic stuff. I encourage this to keep growing, expanding.
Right, right. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
keyholes,
So pretty.
the key, yeah, they're getting big. The male and female.
yeah, they're gonna spawn in there at some point.
I really hope they do.
Yeah, if you got a pair.
Right?
Yeah, male and female. The male's right here with the two dots, and then there's the female with the one.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty sure you have a pair. Well, that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the male,
Nice
he's back
little fish. Very
there.
peaceful, sickly.
Oh yeah, he is. They actually, I mean, they get a little scuffs. Oh, and then the first time, it was him and not that yellow one, but it was the other yellow. Oh, probably it's the other yellow one that I have. Oh, right here. So these two down here, actually mock fighted, I guess, and it wasn't like a quiet mock fight like all these other ones do. They both like went towards each other and like I guess went scale to scale, and then the
Uh,
blue one here and looked that way, and then the yellow one went this way and went and looked at the glass, and then it was fine. It's like I guess they needed that scuff, and then whoever won, and it instantly stopped. So
yeah,
I got the behaviors pretty much well contained to pretty much as minimal as possible. It's just all natural stuff.
right, right.
Can't stop it. I mean, I'm best I can, but I'm controlling it the best I can naturally.
Right. Well, you're doing great. Looks great. Thank you,
Thank you.
Jason.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Let's see. There he is.
If someone could pin it down, you have a method to breeding neon tetra in a community tank. Well, yeah, the system I described should work. Um, there are certain fish that are easier than others, um, which has primarily to do with the ability of the eggs to withstand certain conditions, like a, a pH shift or, or bacteria, those kinds of things. And there are certain eggs that are just better than others at withstanding those kinds of attacks. For example, the scarlet batis, the scarlet batis um, has an egg that is pretty self-protective. The neon does not. The neon egg is much more susceptible to bacteria. Now, when you understand that when the neon spawns, the water that it's in becomes highly acidic. An acidic environment controls bacteria. Bacteria um, have a hard time surviving in acidic water. So the egg does not need to be able to protect itself. It's protected by the environment that it is laid in, that it's born into, essentially. That's not true with scarlet batis. So you get that's why it's important to know what the condition of the water is where the fish you're interested in came from or comes from.
Definitely. That way you can recreate the environment.
Now, having said that, it ain't always the same. I mean, you need to do enough research to learn what the pH, for example, is when the fish is spawning, rather than at the end of the season when it's just kind of holding on. Because at that point, most water is going to be hard and alkaline. In the Amazon, the water ranges from 8.0 to 6.0 and back again throughout the year. It doesn't stay one pH. It varies substantially, kind of from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Makes sense.
What else are we doing here?
Well, Sonny G has an interesting question. Do you guys know the reason ruby tetras are hard to find?
Nobody's breeding them.
If I've actually never seen one, I don't believe.
Um, or nobody, or they're being bred. They're probably being bred in the Philippines, um, in Thailand, Cambodia, maybe. But the importers are not buying, or they could be so popular that the population gets absorbed, um, in the crescent in Asia, and they never make it over here. There are a lot of fish like that are limited. They're available in kind of limited quantity, and they're very popular. Um, and so we never see them. They're not local farmers here in Florida or California who are raising them. The farm industry is, there are still some farms. They tend to be more high tech. Uh, the mud farm, the Doug Pond farm, there, when I was in Florida, it had gone from, they were like 400 to 500, and it went down to about 100, and it's now down to less than 50. Peter Quinn is here.
Hey,
Hi,
Hey.
Peter.
let's just get you over there. Let's get over to the aquarium and show you what's going on.
Oh, nice.
We've spoken before, you may remember,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and we got the fish in there now. We've had some fatalities, unfortunately,
Oh, no.
but I've ended up with 7 neon tetras in there. There's
Okay.
four shrimp, and a few snails. Lots of snails going on in there. Following the Father Fish method, I believe. I don't know why we had the fatalities, but there we go. I think they can sometimes be quite delicate, these neon tetras, and maybe not bred that well, can't they?
Yeah, well, the ones you got, they're pretty stable now, aren't they?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now, and they seem to be okay now. I
That's
believe the
good,
ones
yeah.
that are left are fine. One thing interests me is the plants seem to be, well, they're just going crazy. You can see they're growing out the top there. They're going absolutely mad, and almost seem as if they're sort of burning themselves out. I don't know whether you have any advice on that.
No, I don't. I would not say they're doing that. Now, having said that, uh, some of those leaves will die off.
Yeah,
But so many new ones growing to replace them that
yeah,
it's not a problem for the plant.
yeah. So you don't think I ought to be cutting them or anything?
You can if you want, but if you want to take the dead leaves out, you could do that.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I thought just don't interfere. If they've died, I'll let them fall, but I don't know whether they'll.
Yeah, and it does. It's highly beneficial
Yeah,
to do that.
well,
Yeah.
well, I'll just leave them in there. I don't mind the look of them. I was wondering about some sucker fish for cleaning up. I'm getting a lot of this. This is algae all forming on the glass.
Yeah,
You can't really wipe. Any advice on what fish I could get that might suck that off?
Auto sinklets are good. It's a small, pretty busy algae eater.
Yeah.
There's a polycostomus called a rubber lip.
Oh yeah.
That's also very good and stays pretty small. You
Yeah.
won't get more than 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah. That's it, because it's not a very big
Auto
thing.
sinklets, you could have half a dozen of them.
Okay.
They're pretty inexpensive
Yeah.
if they're available. They're not always available.
No.
But if you run into them, get as many as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been putting a bit of it's powdered bloodworm, but not much. A little bit of that. They gave me that at the pet shop. I don't know whether what you think to that stuff.
Oh, well, what's it, frozen? Freeze dried?
Yeah, it's dried into a
Freeze
powder.
dried. Yeah. Well, you can try it.
Yeah, they seem to love it, but
The fish will do well with it. Yeah, it's fine. What you might do is reconstitute it in a separate container
yeah,
and then feed it once it's reconstituted.
yeah.
But yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Other than that, we seem to be doing okay. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing too exciting. It's fairly standard, but I'm very happy with it. It looks very good, and thank you for all your advice. Because although I started off not knowing about the Father Fish method, I soon, when I heard about you, I started trying to adapt your ways, and it seems to be doing very well. I mean, everybody talks about water change, but I haven't changed the water at all. And we've got a biofilter running there. I have to top it up about a pint a day because it evaporates. But other than that, we've just left it, and that's very clear. It looks very good.
Yeah, it looks great. If you decide to add more neons, bring them home and put them in a separate container for at least a week, and preferably a month, just to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, I will do. Although with 7, if these 7, I think 7's a good number for a tank this size.
And you can always do other kinds of fish in there.
Yeah. So I think I'll leave it with the 7.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it looks great.
Thanks for all your help.
You bet. Thank you, Peter.
And we'll catch you soon.
And bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Our otto's hard to breed. I've not bred them, so I really don't know. I know they're wild caught. They're to my knowledge, they're not being bred in captivity, and that's mainly because they're still found very plentifully in the wild, which makes it cheaper to simply catch them and ship them rather than spend the time and money and effort to grow them out and breed them and grow them up. At some point that'll happen, but for now that does not seem to be the case.
Yeah, hopefully it won't happen for a long time.
Right. Tony, it's not gonna. Yeah, she sent me. Somebody did a video of Beta Splendens, I think. I don't remember which one it was, but one of the less common ones. They're a lot of these are almost non-existent in the wild, but they exist in substantial numbers in private hands. There are thousands of people maintaining stocks of so-called wild bettas around the world and maintaining them over the long haul. Any of the betta clubs, and there are in the U.S. a half a dozen betta clubs. You can buy wild bettas from them.
That
And
is really cool.
they're a lot of fun. They're more difficult to spawn, a little trickier. There are some that are mouth prooters. They're not all nest builders.
Wow, I didn't know that.
They're not all bubble nest builders. Most are, but not all of them.
That is really
3G
cool.
is, 3G is here. Look at this.
Hey,
Hello, hello. How's everyone
Hello,
today?
how are you?
I'm well.
glad to hear
Nice.
that.
Thought I'd give y'all some angels.
Oh yeah, they're so
Not so,
beautiful.
not so many plants, but lots of fish.
Pretty.
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the jungle tank. I like to see my fish.
Have you spawned Corys?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
cool.
my spawning group right there of albinos, and then I have some stir-bys.
Oh, really? Nice.
I have some
Hmm.
um, pandas. I have about 5 different Cory.
Ah,
I wanted to ask you about this tank right here. Um, it had 2 huge red tiger lotus, one on this side, one on this side. They dropped their leaves like in a bundle. The whole thing floated to the surface. And
beliefs.
yeah, it was like there was, about 8 or 10 of them, and they was pretty and red and looked beautiful, looked like nothing was wrong with them. And then one day I came in and one side was up floating at the surface, and there was nothing attached to it, just the leaves all together. And then sometime later, the other one done it. And so I thought I was gonna, how you can take the bulbs and put them in the refrigerator and
Yeah.
get them to kick back off. I was gonna reach down there in the substrate and find the bulbs to put in there, and there aren't any.
Ha.
And I'm wondering, do Malaysian trumpet snails, could they have possibly eaten the bulbs?
I don't think so. Something did. It's possible that it was an infection. I have seen bulbs become, uh, uh, essentially become rotten, decay, die in decay.
You know,
Um,
this tank is your style tank has been set up about 4 or 5 years.
yeah,
Those particular plants was, I know, at least 3 years old, and it
right.
happened within a month or so of each other.
Interesting.
Also,
Yeah,
also,
yeah, go ahead.
this tank had 1 in it. It also lost its.
And it's gone.
It's gone. No bulb, no nothing.
The
And I
bulbs.
have Malaysian trumpet snails in all my tanks. Some worse than others, but I just didn't know. I don't have an explanation for why. And this tank also had I don't know, about 6 or 7 Pontigitans.
Right.
No longer. They're gone. No longer.
Those bulbs are gone as well.
Yes.
Well, I don't believe that the bulb lives forever.
Okay.
If it's not able to spawn and replicate, then it's going to die. And 3 years is probably about its life cycle.
Okay.
So,
I'm good with that.
yeah.
I'm good with that.
Sirius is asking if there are studs in the tank.
Scuds? No, not in these tanks. Not with the angelfish.
Yeah.
This tank has some scuds in it, and you can see that they're working on that flame sword.
Yeah.
I recently found out there were scuds in it. This is a shrimp tank, and I kind of let it go to a dumpster fire. And now that I found out there's scuds in it, I'm fixing to have to do something with it.
Right.
And so, anyhow, no, in these tanks, there's no scuds in these tanks. The angelfish won't let them survive. You know, they keep them, as many angelfish as I have in there, they keep them eight out of there.
Right.
Here's the Altums.
Gorgeous.
Looking good.
But yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to ask you about those. Why I'm losing my bulb plants. Here you going, Dina.
Oh, love it.
Ah,
Those are my favorite.
they're amazing, aren't they?
It really is. Those are some beautiful angels, which all the angels are beautiful, but pink's always been my favorite color. So
There's the pearl scale pink. If
I
it'll
love
zoom
the
in.
pearl scale. Do they really glow like that in real life? Because on camera, they almost have this iridescent glow.
They do. This, I have a blue light on them.
Hmm.
I'll turn it off right quick.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that is cool.
yeah.
I
Ah,
tapped the pink.
They are gorgeous. That's adorable.
It won't turn sideways. There we go.
Beautiful pattern.
So that's no blue light.
right.
They are still gorgeous. I love the pearl scale. Hopefully, those two will be able to pair up and have some baby pearl scales.
That would be awesome. I got a pleco in the cave down there. He's been caved up for a couple of days, so I'm pretty sure he's
Ah,
got something in there.
Hey.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we go. Here's everybody's favorite, the green water tank.
There you go. Love it.
Right, right.
Those are gorgeous too. We got such a nice collection of angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love me some angels.
Shrek loves glowfish. Well, I tell you what, I don't think anybody could not love those angels.
I don't know how you couldn't love that fish right there.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Love that color. I'm gonna end up getting me some glow angels. I know it. I'm gonna have to set up another tank. So
All
beautiful.
right, I guess I'm gonna back on out of here. I just wanted to ask about why my bulb plants are
Well,
going missing.
thank you.
Thanks for having me up. Love y'all. Love what y'all doing. See y'all next time.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Take
Bye.
care.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's got some amazing angels.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what else going on here? Adam wants Stan to come up.
Oh, that would be cool.
Ooh,
You
little
okay?
What? That pain in my back. I
Ooh.
just rented for a heat.
That is the most adorable heating pad I've ever seen in my life. I love it.
And it didn't do any good.
Oh,
So I don't know. I don't know what in the world it is. It's been a couple of days.
hmm
I thought maybe it was from sleeping I thought maybe I had a tag, that it was a tag that became sensitized, but there's nothing there. Yeah. We do some lotion. That did help before.
yeah, that stuff will help hardcore.
Do you see
Trying to
any?
make good pain cream.
This is saying
This is red.
it's a little above ground. Yeah, right there. That's where it is.
Mhm.
Right there. Right on the edge of the shoulder blade. Yeah, right there. It's sensitive to the touch too.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. Huh?
No
So-
bruises at all?
It is swollen.
uh,
Yeah. It's swollen now.
Well, it's probably gland. Well, I got so much fluid problems right now. It's probably with this. And then laying on it will get irritated. Thank you. I got the. She's a witch.
I love it. Brenda, that's funny. You got a new nickname, Brenda.
I can't get away from him.
No, it's another nickname, and that pain reliever is awesome.
She makes this and dozens of other products. They're listed on the channel. I think we're trying to set up a new channel for a Shopify store. Amazing product.
Somebody wants to know if you're secretly doing bathtubs.
Yeah, that's what it is. So this is a pain reliever, a good witch, right? Yeah, she's a good witch. That's true. Thank you. I can't put it on myself. I can't reach it, so it's unless I put it on something. But it does provide relief. So
It does.
it's obviously
Yeah.
on the surface, it's superficial.
The one Dean is getting in the mail is actually more potent than this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't wait to try out the new blend.
Yeah.
Nice stuff.
I have just the eye drops for my contacts.
No.
I've
had it in raw, sore eyelid for about 3-4 days in a row now. It just kind of burns. I can get relief. I put something on, and I'll get relief. The large tin of lotion, I've been using that on my legs, and I put some on my eyelid. It did not burn or hurt my eye at all, and it did relieve. So I do need to get some more of that.
I think that was the frankincense and lavender, which is both good for your skin.
Do you have more of that?
I can make some.
Okay. I've still got about a third of a tin, but I'm using it. But the skin is breaking down on my legs, so it's getting dry and crusty. So I need to use it.
Yes, Squirt, yes, I have. I love that show.
What?
Squirt asked if I'd seen the Good Witch movies.
Oh,
They're
right,
good. I love it.
right. Ah. Thank you, Brenda.
It is a good show.
Dean and Father Fish. Here at Dwarf Rams. Dwarf rams. I don't know what you mean by dwarf rams. German blue rams or wild rams. It's a small fish. Doesn't get more than an inch long. Well, they get a little larger, but typically they don't. And a 20 gallons is perfect for them. I used to raise them in 10-gallon tanks, put a pair in the 10, and then once they have babies, take out the parents and give that tank to the babies. I raised a lot of rams that way. Let's see, what's this one? How long do you recommend? Day 2, put fish in day 2. Not a lot, a small number, a few. Now, this raises a number of questions, and it's really an interesting discussion. Part of it, for those of you who have been around for a few years, you realize that every year or two, we discover something that takes us to the next level of the National Aquarium. And the things that we're discovering, some of them are foundational. the food web, for example, really is foundational. And what that means is that the food web is something that you should start at the very beginning of the tank. And of course, we didn't really discover the food web and get serious about it until we were years in to developing natural tanks. So we naturally assumed that you should wait a little bit before starting the food web. And finally, a couple of people started saying why. And that's all it took to look at that question and say, well, no good reason
Right?
other than the fact that we thought about it later on. So, yeah, what that is to say is that you have to kind of look at this process as a set as it over a period of time, and then apply all of the principles in the present when you're setting up. So when you get your soil and sand and water, the next thing to do is to put material in from the resurrection jar right away. First thing, even before you put plants in, you put resurrection material in, and then plant it, and then add a few fish, and kind of build it and develop it like that. It'll give your tank a completely different approach, and probably will overcome some of the problems that sometimes occur in new tanks of having algae explosions or cloudy water or bacteria explosion. You know, it's the things that can happen when it's out of balance. That instigating that food web right away can prevent imbalance. It's simply one more thing to do and to see how it impacts the tank, and kind of go from there. But
Yep.
this is all, it's very much a work in progress. I mean, we know how to do what we're doing, but that's not the end of the story.
Right? There's always more to learn. You never quit learning.
Yeah, I mean, we're dealing with something. We're dealing with something that has taken millennia to nurture and develop and change and become what it is,
Right?
and continues to be in flux. In a million years, it won't look the same as it does now.
That's so true.
So, we're that's why when someone says you cannot have a natural tank, I know that they don't mean what they think they mean.
Right?
It's like I don't think you mean what you're saying. I don't mean what they think they mean. What they think is that you can't put all this stuff together and have it just grow and flourish. You obviously can, because we do it every day. We do it all the time. We do it like clockwork. It's perfectly natural, perfectly normal. But if you really begin the deep dive, which is what Sidious is doing, he's doing with these videos he's producing. He's doing a deep dive. The most recent one on weather, the impact of weather on the tank, seasons, that is, on the tank, is seminal. It's fundamental. And yet it's something we really haven't given thought to. And
Yeah.
yet, as I said, it's fundamental to how the tank really, or how any biological system really works.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense. Just because you bring a fish indoors doesn't mean that it wasn't designed to live outdoors where there's seasons.
And
It makes a lot of sense.
yeah, it also doesn't mean that the indoors is in fact indoors.
Right?
You know, this notion that somehow we can create something apart from the natural world is ridiculous on
It
its face.
is.
We are part of the natural world.
Right? And
And
it always seems like everyone forgets.
yeah, everything we're involved in, including our shelter, is part of
Mhm.
the natural world.
Exactly. Hey, I'll be right back.
There is no such thing as an environment that is not a natural environment. It may be confused. It may not be particularly productive. It may even be toxic. Anything is possible. Anyway, do I rinse pool filter sand? I never do. Um, in fact, when I use clay sand, I don't rinse that either. But I don't pour it through the water column either. I put it down dry on top of the soil, which I put in dry. Now, initially, I didn't do that. Initially, I would soak it and let it soak overnight, and then put the sand cap on and then fill it. I haven't done that in years. I haven't felt the need to. God, I lost track of where I was. Sand, right. Clay sand has a lot of dust in it. And dust is simply extremely tiny grains of sand. It's all sand. It's just that some of it is so fine it can be suspended in the water and just sort of float around. It has no effective weight. It's not particularly heavier than the water. It is, but if there's any water movement, it's light enough that it'll stay in solution. However, if you put that clay sand down and very carefully add water so you're not stirring it up at all, fill it, uh, and then plant it. You can even plant it before you fill it, which probably is a more effective way to proceed because you're not stirring it up then. The point is that very fine particulate matter grows bacteria and becomes part of the biological system and is in fact a very highly productive part of the biological system down there in the substrate. What brought me to understand that was I ordered a ton of sand once from a local business in 50-pound bags. It was like whatever that is, 40 or 50 bags. So it came in and I upended one of them into a tank. Well, it was so fine that I've told this story before, that it turned the tank into milk. Once I got past that, that tank became the most productive tank I've had for growing plants. That's that super fine sand housed more bacteria and was more able to um, to nutrify the products flowing through it than the coarser sand was. So it began. I began to understand that the finer the sand is, the more productive it is. That seems counterintuitive. And I believe the reason it does is because we don't understand the nature of sand. Sand is an extremely rigid, hard product that has sharp edges. It's irregular. And so when it butts up against another grain of sand, it doesn't collapse into it. In other words, pressure doesn't cause sand to compact. It it may it may draw closer together, but it maintains its identity as a grain of sand. It doesn't collapse into other grains of sand. And so it it keeps those sharp edges from being in contact with anything. The sharp edges are, but the part above them is not. And that's what grows the bacteria. It's those spaces between the spaces between the material that are the home of bacteria, which is extraordinarily tiny material. Well, that's my story. $20 to buy witch's brew. I don't think if she mix up brew.
I'll have to ask her.
Huh.
That's cute.
Mostly into salves and ointments. Interesting. This works. Let's see. What's this? What we got on this? Oh well.
Nature.
Oh well.
Hopefully you'll get some babies soon.
Indeed.
There's a couple of people asking about my turtle tank. Mind if I jump on and show it off?
Yeah, by all means.
All right, it'll take me just a sec. That's weird. I'm getting I'm getting a call from you.
It's you. What?
I've got a call. Let me get this turned off.
The camera's not on, and your mic is not on. You're muted, and the camera's not on.
All right. Let's see. Turn off the sound on this one.
There you go.
Got it.
You're good.
That's just so strange that I had a call coming from you while we're on the live. I don't know how that happened.
That's funny. Oh my. Wow. We cannot hear you, Dina.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go. Hopefully we won't have any feedback.
It's a little, but it's not bad.
Oh, okay, good. You can see that little turtle in the back?
Yes.
And this is an all Father Fish paludarium just for these little baby turtles. I still got some more maintenance that I'm going to do. I want to take out and rearrange some things. So hopefully in the coming weeks, this will look a lot different.
This is getting nicer and nicer.
That's my goal. That is my goal.
Have you built up the back? Have you built up soil in the back?
Yes.
You have. Yeah, I see. Huh.
Yep. I actually use fish tank safe Tupperware and just filled it with sand, cut out the bottom where there's actually, it can pull water up for these plants
Yeah,
because they're all bog plants.
nice. That's so cool.
Thank you. Let's see, we have anyone else waiting? Don't think so. These are my rice fish. And these guys are starting to get egged up. So hopefully I'm gonna get some babies.
Wow. Where'd that come from?
LRB Aquatics.
Oh, LRB. Okay. Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I should have some yellow shrimp in there somewhere, but I haven't seen them in a couple
We just lost you.
of days. I think they'd like to hide.
We're losing you. All right, we gotta get her. Gotta get her back. We got her back. Looking at her back. Hey, Dina, turn around. I'm gonna have to tell her. I don't want to do this. She probably can't see. She's probably not looking. But she may be frozen too. I think that's. Oh, she just called. She's calling. Hi.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
my internet dropped.
Yeah, you're on now. You're
Oh,
back.
awesome.
All right. Yeah, we lost you.
Yeah, it shut down with the phone. It said no connection.
On the phone.
Yeah, on the phone.
You were still on the computer though.
Yeah, that was wild. I'm not sure why his phone dropped signal.
Oh.
I have to ask him about it after the live stream. I'm sure my husband can figure it out.
Right. Oh dear. How we doing?
Actually, we're doing pretty good.
What phone?
iPhone 16.
16. I think I've
I'm not
got.
sure what happened.
What's the most recent one?
I think it was
21 or something?
Oh, here's your phone back. Oh, so it's connected to the Wi-Fi. That hiccup in the Wi-Fi got it. Okay. Yeah, that was Ding. He was just explaining what happened. All day today, we've been having hiccups in our Wi-Fi. So he said that that's probably what happened.
Having a fun. There it is. Fun. That ain't no help at all. I don't want phone. I want camera Chrome. I want something else. Settings. Default home app. Launchers. Never heard of the term. Right. Digital browser. Phone. System default. Don't tell me what worthless. I don't know. I need to take a break.
Okay.
Carry on. I think somebody came up.
Nope, I don't see him there.
They're
Hopefully
gone.
come back up, though.
Yeah.
You gotta love the technology until it works until it doesn't work.
Right. Oh. Oh dear.
But yeah, thanks everybody for the kind words about my tanks. Been working on them. I'm trying to get that 75-gallon turtle paludarium just totally remodeled. I love the water lettuce that's in there. I love the look of it, but there's a lot in there. So I've been working on removing it. Hopefully this weekend, I'm planning on actually adding a rock for them to bask on instead of using driftwood. They seem to have a little bit of problems because they're so small. I mean, little. They have problems coming up on the driftwood, so I'm hoping that maybe the rock will be a little bit easier for them, especially since it's perfectly flat. Hoping. We'll have to see though. Because my turtles, they're very young, got them as hatchlings. Not exactly sure how old they are now, but they're still very small because they're baby eastern musk turtles. And I've got a male and a female, hoping to actually observe their full life cycle in this tank. This reason I've got a nice little area that's sand. They can go up there, lay their eggs whenever they reach maturity, and hopefully I'll be showing you guys some baby turtles that I have actually hatched out in my tank myself, which would be amazing. Let's see. Fishworks FM says, did you buy them online or something? Yeah, actually, I couldn't find any of them except for red ear sliders at my local pet store. So yeah, I purchased them online. Thanks, Christian D. I appreciate that. I've been working hard to get this to actually be my fish room. I've still got a lot of work to do on it, and I mean a lot. I've got to reset up that tank over there. Actually debating on starting a green water tank in actually a different room. I'm not really sure yet. Oh, we've got 3G. Awesome. Hey, 3G.
Hey, I thought I'd come hang out with you for a minute.
Hey, definitely. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Father Fish was talking about the fine sand.
Mm-hmm.
This tank here has very fine sand in it. It's like dust, and it grows plants really well. But it also, all the plants remained dusty because it was such a fine particle.
Mm-hmm.
They would just naturally float on the currents, and it would end up on the plants. And I was constantly having to blow dust off of the plant. So I ended up putting a very thin layer of very small gravel on it, tiny gravel, like the size of BB.
That's
So
ingenious. Did it solve the problem of the dust?
yeah, no dust anymore. You can see there's no dust
Yeah,
or
no, it looks
anything.
crystal clear on camera.
Yeah, there's no
Beautiful.
dust on them. And before I would have to take the turkey baster and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and blow it all off. And at the time when I done that, I would put a hang on back, actually hanging on the front of the tank. I blow all the dust off of it, let the hang on back collect all of it, and then I would
Oh,
pull
yeah,
it
it
off.
will.
It was polishing the water for me, and I got tired of doing that, and so I just put a very thin layer of gravel. You can see it's very thin.
Yeah, that is some very fine gravel. I'm glad that you found a solution to the problem. That is amazing, 3G.
Right. And what I actually did was a lot of people know that I like black diamond blasting sand,
Mm-hmm.
and they have two of them. They have a fine and a coarse. At the time, I didn't know. I went and bought a bag, and it was the fine. And like I say, it was super fine, and but it grows plants really well. I agree with Father Fish 100%. And but it was too dusty for me.
Oh, that's understandable. I'm glad you found a solution. I mean, that's awesome.
They was talking in chat too, and I don't. I'm like Father Fish. I don't rinse my substrate. I just put it straight in.
Yeah, same
I don't.
here.
I
I don't like rinsing it.
I ain't got time for
Same.
that. Well, this tank here is kind of fishless right now. It's got a Pocosmus in here and one discus, and it's hiding. But my autumns are going to be in here before long.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna put those in here, and I'm probably going to get a few cardinals to go with them.
Oh, can't wait to see it once that
That's
tank's
a
fully stocked. Wow,
that's a 75.
nice.
Anybody up?
Nope, nobody's up.
It's another 75. It's kind of a holding tank.
Mm-hmm.
Got the
Love
black
the heart
handle.
stamp you got in there. Oh, and that
Yeah,
black one's gorgeous.
yeah, it's almost purple. There's another black.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is on camera it looks almost purple. Is it a trick of the camera?
No, they really all. Let me see if I can get the light out here. They're jet black, but it also has a purple sheen to them.
Those are gorgeous.
These rascals right here are mean. These are the meanest angels bar any I've ever had.
Really, I would have never have thought that.
Yeah, they pick on each other more than any angel.
Oh wow.
The other angels are, when they get ready to breed and pair off, a pair will pick on everybody else, But
Oh yeah.
pretty much they're peaceful if they're not breeding. These
Mhm.
guys, they're never peaceful. When they're breeding, it gets twice as bad.
Oh no, that's not good.
It's a 75-gallon, and it's just kind of a catch-all. I use it for everything, and so it doesn't look too pretty.
Hey, I think everybody needs to have a catch-all tank because
Yeah,
they come in handy.
yeah. I can't have all show tanks. Anybody up? Is Father
Nope.
Fish okay?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
I'm here.
Oh, he's back. I didn't see him
Okay.
sneak back up. He's a ninja.
Okay. All right.
That was funny. He scared me on that one.
I've been working.
You're good at it because I had no clue. Those are
So you heard
beautiful.
our discussion about the sand?
Yes,
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. That's good
yes,
stuff.
yeah. I like that gravel. That's nice.
Yeah, it was just too dusty for me because, like I say, you was talking about a little mixed in with your regular sand. This was just straight dust, all of it.
Yeah,
And so,
I
and so
like I like that river gravel. Well, I like the look of
yes,
it.
yes, sir. Here's you another black one there.
That's a pretty
He had to
one.
be taken out of the other tank because he was
Oh
real bull.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Longfin rosies.
I don't think
I
we
love
have
it.
any black angels. I'll have to get some.
Definitely.
Uh,
Long fin barbs are beautiful.
These right here are probably the best string green hair algae eaters you've ever seen in your life.
Hey, that's good because, yeah, what I usually do is I feed mine to scuds. I've got a scud bucket and I just take all of it out and feed it to them.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. They love it. Here you go. Here's you something that y'all don't see very much on here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They are gorgeous. Those fins.
Goldfish. Yeah, that's nice. I've got
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of them.
Let me turn the light up.
I love those fins.
And a lion's head around it.
Beautiful.
There's Spanky.
I love how he swims. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and that one with the dual tails, that one's gorgeous. That looks
That's
like a
an
living
orange.
ribbon.
That's this guy right here's girlfriend.
Oh, cool. Hopefully you'll get some fry from them.
Yes, that would be awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I just wanted to go. They were talking to Chad about the real fine sand, and I just wanted to show that
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you, Rudy.
it definitely works.
Nice.
All right. Well, I'll back on out of here.
Thanks,
Okay,
Ruthie.
thank
Thanks
you.
for having me up again. I'll quit bothering y'all.
You're no bother. Bye. He's got some amazing tanks. How are you feeling?
Oh, I've been tired all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fishworks talking about rinsing sand. And Willie Bond always does. Well, turn off the tractor beam. That's what it was. How'd you know that? Move on. I think he's spying on me.
That's funny.
Oh, that's interesting. It says a lot of the fish that are black are actually dark blue.
That's
Yeah, a
cool.
lot of fish that are blue are actually black. Funny thing that is. Which were in this invisibility frame. That's what did it, right? I like to do. We need to get past all this. We can all use the Lord. Amen to that.
Amen.
Oh, the red shoe. Yes, that's a red shoe. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Sure gets tired. I'm tired. Right. Yeah, the flies have begun to move in on us too.
Yeah, same here. We've got the regular flies, and then we've got yellow flies that will bite you and just are annoying.
Oh, they're nasty. Sheep flies.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Um, 20-gallon outdoor tub. The bigger it is, the less need there is. Um, it's normal for temperature to change throughout the day. Uh, the hours before dawn, water is always coldest, and then it starts to heat up again. So there's a natural rhythm to it. Uh, if you've got tropicals in an outdoor tub, and the average temperature is in the 70s, then you certainly don't need a heater. Even the 60s, it's not gonna cause much of a problem. In Florida, they maintain tropical fish year round in outdoor ponds. Now, they cover the pond in the winter with a kind of a bubble. They cover it with a plastic bubble that holds a certain amount of heat in, but those are large ponds. They're like 40 feet long and maybe 15 feet wide and 3 to 4 feet deep. So it's a lot of water, and that water temperature does not change quickly. It changes because of the volume, it changes more slowly. It also creates thermoclines. So it's going to be colder on the bottom than it is on the top. So the fish are able to survive in there year round. Um, the plastic holds in enough heat that they can maintain. I've seen um, ponds like that with angels and large angels just filled with them. And they what affects the fish is sudden change in water temperature, not a change that's so gradual it occurs glacially over a long period of time. So generally, it's not an issue. And the bigger the pond they're in, the safer it is. About flies. Horse flies draw blood. They certainly do. Yeah.
Seems like it's fly season for everybody.
Yeah. I was out with a friend horseback riding years ago, and she was afraid of the horse. I mean, she got up there and was real gutsy about it. But a horsefly landed on her leg, and she was afraid to slap it because she didn't want to frighten the horse. So she let the horsefly bite her, and it infected,
Ooh,
and it cost her a month of pain.
wow. That's horrible.
It was. Can't afford to be afraid.
Right?
You really
That's
can't
for
afford
sure.
it. Yeah. If she'd have slapped that thing, the horse would have ignored it.
Right? Wow, down for a month.
Missouri,
Right.
Missouri weather might be too bipolar for an outdoor pond. Yeah, Missouri's kind of further north and gets pretty bad cold. I don't know how it is in the summer. You probably have 3 or 4 good months where you can keep stuff outdoors. I know you can, and Alaska has like 2 good ones.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Which is really surprising. I would have never have thought what that as cold as Alaska is. So have you gotten to tour some of the fish farms in Florida before?
I worked on them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been around a lot of them. Most all of them actually, and more.
It's
And
gotta be
some are,
amazing to see in person.
yeah, it's really the most interesting one was an old man my age who had a farm. He had been on that farm 50 years, I guess. He had developed strains of fish that nobody else had, mostly guppies,
Oh cool.
curiously. He was breeding super fancy guppies. And he was all alone on the farm, did everything himself, lived
Wow.
in really a little shack on the farm. And his whole life was those ponds and those fish. So you go from that extreme to people who they will get into farming because they put pencil to paper and they figure out, wow, look at this. Hey, Matilda, look at this. I can raise these guppies. Look at this, Matilda. You see how good I am raising guppies? Boy, if I could raise more of them, Matilda, we'd be rich. I mean, look at this. Look, here's one guppy, and they're going to have 10 more, and then 10 more a month later, and then maybe 20 a month after that. That's a lot of guppies. And then we get them growing, Matilda, and they grow up, and they all have babies. And look at this, Matilda. In 1 year, we have 1,000,000 guppies. You know how much I can get for a guppy, Matilda? My God, we're rich. We're rich. So they go out and generally they don't buy a farm. Generally they will rent ponds.
Mhm.
Ponds are for rent. They usually cost $100 a year for a pond. So you plunk down your $100 for as many ponds as you can afford, and then you go out and get rich. Except it's really hard, and there are all kinds of enemies.
Right.
Enemies like otter. That otter is the worst enemy because otters love to kill things.
Right.
People go into a pond and kill everything. If you have big fish, 3, 4 inches, they'll go in early one morning and wipe it out totally. Everything will be dead. The next one is snakes and turtles. Snakes love fish. It's
They
their
do.
favorite food. Water snakes are in there all the time. You can't keep them out. So you wind up sitting guard over your ponds with
Right.
a big gun, trying to whack these little baits and get rid of them. And that's just part of it. I mean, the madness, the madness really gets to you. So you wind up at the end of a year, the first year, you have no harvestable crop, nothing. Everything has gotten sick, it's all died, you got rotten mess. So you quit. You've learned your lesson. Matilda's going to ride your case for the next 10 years. And then there's the farmer who knows exactly what they're doing. They've got farm hands, 3 or 4. They have heavy equipment, huge big pumps, mowers, because you got to get the grass mowed.
Oh
You
yeah.
can't let all that stuff grow, or you wind up with trees in your pond,
Right.
and then you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to do that. You've got to be able to harvest, which means you need big nets, you need vats, you need a separate building to bring them into, and that building needs vats and tanks in it so you can separate stuff out. You need a big 6-inch well or 2 to be able to keep the water flowing. It's an enormously complex operation. And there are half a dozen guys in Florida who are wealthy people. And they're wealthy people because they've been doing it for 50 years. And they've made an enormous amount of money running out their ponds for $100 a year.
That was good.
Oh my. Hey, I do that. Oh, Keystone Flash, yeah. Keystone's coming. Brenda, I think um, we want to do a weekend, like a Sunday trip to the Maryland Fish Club. Hit up, hit up a club meeting with an auction. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And what would be great fun, I'd love to do, is get up into Pennsylvania to some of the clubs up there. They're amazing clubs.
That would be fun.
For me, it's like a 2.5, 3 hour trip or better.
Yeah.
Um, so doing that in one day plus the meeting tends to be a bit much,
Yeah.
particularly when you get out at 10 o'clock at night and have a 3 hour drive.
Right.
The Maryland club's a little better. They meet Sunday afternoons. So we can actually get back by, a decent hour.
That's good.
But I don't want to do it by myself. I don't want to do a 2 to 3 hour drive alone.
That's a long drive.
Yeah, it is, and I'm afraid to fall into sleep.
I don't blame you.
I mean, I would pull over, but you never know. I'm to the point where I can fall asleep and not realize I've fallen asleep. In other words, it's not intentional.
Yeah.
This sort of happens, and I wake up and I think, when did I go to sleep? What was I thinking? I was watching a movie or
Mhm.
talking to somebody on the phone. I've done that too because I'm a good listener.
Mhm.
And except after a while, I just sort of do. So,
Yeah,
and I'm not always aware of it. I haven't had that experience driving,
that's
uh,
good.
and I'm afraid to.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I
That would be
really
scary waking up driving. That would be scary. It'd be scarier to wake up not driving, but
you know, like, Cinnamon's here. There she is. Yeah, we'll let you know. That's a good idea. Cinnamon's coming. When are you coming down? She's coming bringing me some fish in a week or
cool.
so, I think. But we could go up there. Let me know when the next meeting is, Cinnamon, and we'll try to arrange to come up. That would be fun. Waking up next to a Sasquatch. Oh, you've never had the joy, the thrill, the absolute thrill. I must say, not everybody. Foxmaster. Come in and see the crowd. Da-da-da-da. Aquashella. I did Aquashella in Orlando about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was I got to meet a lot of uh, some of the large channel fish tubers. So that was really fun. I met Joey, met KG, just met a bunch of the guys. It was nice. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Willie's going to bed. Bye. Good night. An all-day auction. Wow.
That's impressive.
Imagine the number of fish for that. Oh, well. All right. What time? How are we doing here? We're getting close.
Getting close.
15 minutes.
Yep.
Keep us gone for 15 more minutes. End of September is the Jersey meeting. Well, we got to get through the summer for that.
Right.
Ah, yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, there's so much in Jersey, too. Ish is here.
Oh, cool. Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Good, good. Gonna try this again. Last time I noticed there was a really heavy glare and I was moving my camera really fast. So hopefully you can actually get a good look at the 1 million guppies.
Oh, nice. Oh, my.
That is a lot of guppies. I love
Look
it.
at that. Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What
would you
size
believe
tank?
that's actually only a 16-gallon short?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Would you believe that started with 4 fish?
Oh, yeah, I can believe it.
That's impressive. See, you really can get rich raising guppies.
Yeah. I really had no intent to sell or breed and didn't think they would populate like this.
There are a lot of nice ones in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at this point in time, they're really starting to throw out some cool colors.
Yeah. Neat.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Eventually, that's what my 20-gallon tank in the living room will look like. That's what I'm
Now,
working towards.
the farmer's pond will look like this, but
Yeah.
there'll be like 100,000. So they dip a net of them and then pour them into a box, bring them in, and sit there picking through them, picking out the nicest ones. And those are the ones they sell.
That's
So
cool.
spend hours picking out bettas. uh, guppies.
I love these tanks.
All right, quick question, Father Fish.
Yeah.
In reference to water parameters on this, I don't have really much nitrates or nitrites. Being as populated as they are, would you recommend, if water parameters are good, to do any type of water changes?
What do you do now?
At this point in time, I kind of, a couple of months back, I got out of even bothering to test. But now that they're so heavily populated, every so often I'll check it, and even though the parameters are fine, maybe weekly I'll do 10 to 15% because I can't help but to think it really makes them. You really see a difference in their activity when I do that water change. They seem to really like it.
Yeah, with that huge volume of fish, I think you're right. I think it makes sense to do it.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
producing. They're producing a huge amount of waste, and the while you've got a lot of plants in there, um, it's never enough, and
Right,
you don't really have a deep substrate. You got gravel there, so yeah, I think that's a good idea.
right. Yeah, this is
About
just gravel, and it's just
10,
gravel in this one.
yeah,
This one has some lava rock, but in some areas, in the middle, it gets really thick, and in the back, it's really thick. But again, it doesn't. I set this up when way before I was aware of your style.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I think you need to. I think it's probably what's keeping them going. If you did not, you would see a gradual deterioration in the fish.
got it. All right. Well, hope
Nice.
all is well. Once again, thank you for letting me on here and sharing. You guys have a good evening.
Thanks for coming up.
All right, bye.
Thanks. Love your tank. I wonder how many guppies are actually in that tank. I know there has to be easily over 100,
Hundreds,
right?
upwards of 500 maybe.
Love it.
Ah,
I've got a new goal. I want my living room tank to look like that.
really? Really? Why did the fish flush? Because they turned the lights off. They turned the blue light off. Northern Lights. 3G says Northern Lights. Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants, Ben Sharp. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. I think that was a joke Adam was starting with. Why did the fish flush? I don't know, Adam. Why did the fish flush? We all want to know. Tell us, Adam. Why did the fish flush? It's all ocean bottom. Mm. It's naked, Adam. Naked. It don't care. Know nothing about no bottoms. It's naked. Silly dude. Silly goose.
That was good.
Naked. Adeline, last name. Does Adeline? I don't think she has a wrench. We need to get
Oh yeah,
a
definitely.
wrench. Need a wrench for Madeline here. Let's see if I can get down to it. Adeline, last name. Right there. Add mod. Click on. Did it do it? I didn't do it. I'll do it again. Add mod. Right there. Got it. Save. Okay. Madeline, you're gonna have a wrench sometime soon. Maybe before we go off.
Hopefully.
Maybe. By the way, thank you everyone for those who have made donations. Your generosity is only exceeded by your magnificent character. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice. All right. Adeline's the only new person we've had in. That's funny. Katie do. What are we down to? About 10 minutes.
Yep, about that.
10 minutes to kill.
Yep.
I mean, oh, all right. Well, let's see. There are a couple of things. Megan, are you still with us?
No, she had to log off. Her head was hurting really bad with the migraine.
Sorry. Megan has been working assiduously on the Shopify website, their store, and has just done heroic things. So it's really amazing. So we'll get her up maybe Sunday to talk about that. We are real close now to being able to offer fish. We're going to do it. We've been trying to set up the shipping. We're going to do it overnight. We can do FedEx for $35. So that's anywhere in the U.S. That's with a standard medium-sized box, that size of the one we use now, like so. We should be able to get 2 to 4 bags in it with styrofoam and ice pack. We're not going to do it in the winter, at least not December, January, February. But we will be able to do it this summer with ice. So we're going to do it. Adeline says, does the dirt sand substrate replace the need for the filters? Yes and no. It does replace the need for filters. It does not, however, circulate the water. And I like the idea of a certain amount of flow. Not a lot, just a little, but some flow. So a sponge filter does that. An air stone will do that. A small water pump, circulating pump, will do that. Any of those are effective. I tend to use sponge filters to kind of get double value out of my system because it takes in excess material that can then be removed. If you feed it heavily, that can be beneficial. So that's the long and the short of that. Yeah, Squirt said another shipping method. I know. But hopefully it's going to work out well and be effective. We'll see.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Right?
We'll do it. And we'll be able to offer a pretty good variety, I think, once we get going. But what we're gonna shut it down at a given point in time when it gets too cold.
Oh, yeah.
If we can really lock down the overnight, so that's working 95% of the time or better, then we might be good. That's kind of critical.
Yeah, it is.
All right, we're down to it, boys and girls.
Yeah,
Nice to be with you all tonight.
that it has.
If it's worked for your generosity, delighted to have you. Thank you, Adam. And we're going to play our song.
Thanks, everybody.
Of my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Good
Good night, everybody. Love y'all.
Love you. Love you. Thank you all.